What's up, guys? It's your favorite QB coach, and give me 6 months of your time, and I'll give you the best golf swing of your life. So welcome back to the channel. In this particular video, we're going to be reacting to another Mike Adams seminar, maybe slash lesson, where he's actually in Japan this time, and he's with a Japanese YouTuber who is also a professional golfer and a very famous person himself. So let's go ahead and break down exactly what they're going to be talking about in this particular video. It's going to be a very interesting one. But before we get into the video, I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, and that is Kiwi Golf Japan. If you did not know, YouTube does not pay the bills. So if you want to help support this channel and allow us to continue to make videos for you guys, after the video is over, click the link down below. It's going to lead you to the Kiwi Platinum membership, where if you sign up, help support this channel. And now let's go react to the Mike Adams video.
はい、皆さんこんにちは、横田真一です。今回のゲストはマイク・アダムスさんです。よろしくお願いします。Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Good seeing you again.
See you again. Good to see you again. Long time no see.
Yes.
So let's go ahead and break this video down. So it appears that they're doing a YouTube video together. I don't know if this is a seminar because I do see a couple other people that show up in this video, and I don't even know if this is just for YouTube, seminar, or lesson. Whatever it is, Mike Adams is in Japan. He's with a very famous YouTuber as well as professional golf. They're going to be talking about a lot of Mike Adams concepts. If you don't know Mike Adams, he's really notably known for everyone has kind of their natural swing or their natural positions, and you need to be able to find those natural positions, get into them so that you can be a better golfer. Now, I know I just summarized that, and if Mike Adams heard me say that, maybe he would disagree with the way that I summarized it, but I'm just trying to summarize it so we could start the video. And let's go and start jumping into some of the first points they discuss.
Always measure, never guess.
みんなやんなきゃいけないと。Okay.
Spread your arms out. Hold that there with your thumb.
All right, so they're going to be starting off a typical Mike Adams lesson where he's going to be measuring the player. Currently, he's going to be measuring the wingspan of the player, and then he's going to be measuring the total height of the player. He's going to be referencing it in feet. I know this person here is going to be using centimeters because that's what you guys use here in Japan. But let's go ahead and jump into when they start to get old measurements.
Okay.
指先から指先。
5'8" wingspan. How tall are you?
身長は
167センチ。
I tell you exactly.
5'5".
Actually, you're 5'7".
Okay, so as you can tell there, the wingspan was going to be 5'8". Maybe the translator here is going to put that in centimeters for you guys. And then the overall height of him is going to be 5'7". This will come in more importantly later in when they start to go over kind of the basics of where his grip should be, where his overall movement of the pivot should be on the backswing. So this will come into effect a little bit later.
ない。
So we always measure with shoes on.
かかとの。
Basically, what you have is your wingspan is 2 inches longer than your height.
手の方が長い。
Fold your right arm up. Fist. "14 inches by 13 inches." So the forearm is a half inch longer than the upper arm. 14 inches, 13 and a half.
こっちがちょっと長い。前腕の方が長い。
That means the swing is going to be a little more upright.
Okay, so this particular person, we're going to see the forearm is half an inch longer than this overall kind of arm right here, the bicep, starting from the elbow joint up to the shoulder right here. And so that just means in Mike Adams' approach that you're going to have a little bit more of an upright swing, which to further define that, upright, typically what most golf instructors refer to is more so the arm playing at the top of the swing. So the arms would be a little bit more above the shoulders than below the shoulders. I'm assuming, and if Mike Adams is like most American instructors, that should be true. Let's continue.
Okay.
少しアップライトになる。この肘の長さがこっちに来るからクラブこっ
Just
ち来
about
る。
a half inch.
ハーフインチこっちになる。
Okay, now,
はい。
what you're going to do is check your external shoulder rotation. Drop your right arm as far back. And notice he has no external shoulder rotation. So for him, his stance needs to be closed.
So what they're referencing there is when he tries to move his arm back this way, he can't really externally rotate his elbow a large amount, which just means that he wants him to have a little bit more of a closed stance because it naturally fits him. Now, just because your elbow can't really externally rotate a whole lot, my personal opinion doesn't necessarily mean you need a closed stance. He's more so talking about it in reference as it's going to make it easier to potentially get a little bit more of a neutral path, because when the elbow cannot really externally rotate a lot on the downswing, typically that means it's going to be a little bit easier for the club shaft to steepen slightly earlier, which makes the overall direction of the swing more to the left. So what they're trying to do, and again, this is just my assumption, they're trying to maybe neutralize out his path by getting a little bit more of a closed stance to kind of take that into effect. Again, not that having a zero path or a neutral path is good or bad. This is more so kind of, again, just his personal preference. He wants to work on maybe towards a neutral path. And I could be wrong there, but I'm assuming based off the other videos I've watched from Mike Adams, that that's what he's currently trying to do right now.
So that buys him some shallowing in the downswing. What do you say?
Understood. More very comfortable. Very
Yes.
comfortable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, put your hands together.
Mike Adams like, okay, I don't care. Classic.
Okay, bend over.
Old man.
Golf posture. The right hand's going to be slightly lower than the left. He's going to swing both arms to the right. Tell him to swing both arms to the right. Relax the right arm. Relax.
Relax.
So this is going to swing and let the right arm bend in the backswing. Okay.
So I'm not necessarily sure that this player did exactly what Mike Adams wanted. He wanted to naturally bend, but he didn't necessarily talk about the direction that he wanted the elbow to rotate. So as you can see, this player bent the arm, but also rotated the elbow more towards internal rotation. Again, I'm not sure if this is what Mike Adams wanted him to do, but what Mike Adams is about to say is because his elbow moved this way, he's more so of a sidearm player, which means his right hand should be on the grip more so in a sidearm fashion. So let's get forward to that part.
So he's going to be what we call side on.
Side on.
My hand is on the side of the...
Now this is the part where I kind of get a little bit confused about the overall theory here, because he said to fold or bend his right arm, and maybe there was some misinterpretation there. So this player thought that he should also kind of go like this as well. But this player looks like he's mobile enough to also bend his arm and move a little bit towards extra rotation. And maybe that's what he naturally does in the swing, because if you see his swing a little bit later on, it does appear that he does naturally have a little bit of that motion, and he doesn't really internally rotate his elbow the same way that he did just there. So this is where it gets a little bit confusing. He's already saying that he's a sidearm player because of the position of his elbow. Was that because he naturally does that, or was that because that's what he thought he had to do? Again, this is where, interpretation can get kind of wonky here if you're not really, really careful with how it goes. Or maybe that's just actually how he naturally moves his arm and he should be a sidearm player. This is, maybe a little bit interpretation mistake or maybe not. You never know.
My hand will be on the side of the grip. That's called side on. Now what is my hand relative to the ball? Under, right? So this grip will be under. Okay, this would be Zach Johnson, Dustin Johnson. Okay.
So let me explain this part right here. So what I'm assuming is if you do that test to where you move and bend your right arm, whatever direction that the arm and the elbow kind of moves towards is going to get your hand in a certain placement, which then in turn tells you where you should place the hand on the grip. So in this case, because his arm moved a little bit more this way on the backswing, he should be more of a sidearm player. Maybe if it moves this way, it should be more of an under player. I'm assuming. I could be wrong. I don't really know Mike Adams that well, to be honest, so I apologize if I'm off here. And then if you move the arm maybe another way, the right arm the right grip should be more so on top of the club. So he's basically saying if you do this test and depending on where the arm moves towards, your grip should be in a certain place. Now, again, is this something I agree with? Not necessarily, but this is exactly what he's talking about right now.
Now what is my hand? On top. So it's cover. Okay, so this would be Matthew Wolf, Jim Furyk, okay? And Danielle Kang, who just won. So everywhere from here to here, the right hand grip can be anywhere from here to here, all the way around. So his right hand is going to be on the side.
Side.
Okay?
The cover, side, under.
Right. Now between side on and on top is side cover. Between side on and under is side under.
All right, that's it for you guys on YouTube, but before you guys click off, let me give you some quick wrap-up points. So one of the main arguments I have to this particular theory is I think it's a little bit of a logical fallacy, what he's kind of talking about. Let me kind of explain. So he's bringing this information to the audience like this is going to be scientific fact, like this is scientifically proven. You have your natural swing. If you don't swing your natural swing, you're going to be a really bad player, right? So he uses evidence like Hunter Mahan or Yanni saying, right? They had this swing before, they switched their swing, and then they started to play worse. But if you are going to bring this up as like a scientific claim, wouldn't you want to have some experiments on this? Wouldn't you want to have lots of different cohorts and really see if this is to be true, right? Take their natural swing they had before, change their swing, make sure they're actually doing the swing the way that you want it to be changed towards, and then actually see if they do start to play a lot worse and hit the ball a lot worse. Wouldn't you want to actually go through and do that experiment before you bring this up as being a scientifically proven theory that everyone should do? And that's really my whole, issue with the whole theory that Mike Adam currently has and what he's trying to tell to people. Now, overall, do I think it's bad information? Not necessarily. I think it's a pretty simplified approach, and I think that it would work for a lot of people. I just think the way that we should bring it up to people is not necessarily saying this is scientifically proven, because I think that's a little bit false, right? So if you would bring it up more so as this is a personal preference, I found this worked for a lot of my clients, that would be a much better approach to bring this up as opposed to saying that this is kind of scientifically proven, this is what you have to do. That's just my personal opinion. Let me know down in the comments below. Make sure as well, while you guys are in the links in the description, check out the Kiwi Platinum membership site, supports this channel. Check out the Kiwi Code 6-month program as well. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll see you guys in the next video.